We're back with Football 101, Michigan's 32-23 victory over Michigan State. I am Michael Spath here with Steve Morrison. And Steve, after Michigan takes, after the Spartans come down and score on their first drive, Michigan comes right down the field, goes 8 plays, 80 yards for a touchdown, including Jabril Peppers finishing off with 3 yards out.
Yeah, really important for us offensively to come out and answer the bell and come back from the score that we've just given up on defense for the opening part of the game. And we get down inside the red zone here. We're going to go Wildcat with Peppers, and really smart thing I think they do here. We're going to run essentially one of our bread and butter plays where we run a stretch play outside and pull those interior blockers, and they put Chesson as the lead blocker, and really effective there, I think, from a speed standpoint of being able to get out on the edge and get a hit on their safety and give Peppers a little bit of the edge. So rather than have one of those big tight end guys that maybe don't run as fast and hit the perimeter as quick, utilizing Chesson's speed and eventually getting in for a touchdown to answer.
Early in the second quarter, 4th and 1, Michigan State trying to establish some more momentum. About 14-15 to go in the second quarter, and Jabril Peppers makes the first of his couple tackles for loss in this game.
This is like you said, a critical aspect of the game, and we're able to get off the field in a big 4th down stop and swing the momentum back in our favor here. But really nice job, and I think an interesting thing to point out, we've got 2-3 techniques on the field, and what that's going to do, it's going to allow, when they run this power play, the center's got to block back just a little bit farther to try to get Hurst. He gets vertical penetration up the field, makes the back deviate his course just a little bit, and the other thing that does, it opens up a huge window that Jabril Peppers is able to see and runs through it and shoots through it and gets the tackle, and everybody else comes and sort of gangs up on him too, so we get a huge stop there, and again, stopping their momentum and trying to get it back in our favor.
Steve, we're going to do back-to-back plays from Michigan offense here at 13:35 the second quarter. The first one is Jabril Peppers lined up at Wildcat, fakes a handoff to Smith, ends up giving like a reverse to Eddie McDoom for a 33-yard gain.
This is a big-time play, and it's an opportunity where you have your best player on the field, at least your most dynamic player, getting hands in his ball, and everybody's going to be focusing on Peppers. They're going to run a little zone read with an option to Chesson look. You get the Michigan State defense in full pursuit mode over there. To their credit, they play hard and they're disciplined in how they react, and it's exactly what we were anticipating. End up giving a little flip reverse to McDoom, and he's off utilizing his speed, and we get excellent blocking downfield. Buck gets a nice crackback block, and you get Davion Smith out there on the perimeter, and Crawford really doing a nice job downfield. So really nice play from start to finish.
And then very next play, Steve, is a 26-yard completion to Jake Butt out of the centipede, out of the train, out of the whatever they're calling this particular setup. But play action pass and hits Jake Butt, for a nice gain.
Yep, and we got him on our heels, and you want to keep striking, and that's glad to see that we did that. We took a shot downfield and taking advantage a little bit of their quarter scheme, where the biggest challenge there is you're going to be able to get 3 guys vertical, and that third guy is really responsible for by the Mike linebacker, and in this case we run our 2 outside receivers on post routes, and take the safety in the corner with him, and then run Butt upfield in a post corner. He's got the Mike linebacker trailing behind, and we've got an open leverage shot, and Wilton drops it in on a nice catch and get it down inside the red zone.
We haven't talked very much about Noah Furbush this year, largely because he started off the year a little bit injured, and then he plays the same position that Jabril Peppers does, so he doesn't see the field very often. But 9:30 to go in the second, and Michigan, after getting gutted for a couple of runs and allowing Michigan State to get in field position here, they hold them to a field goal with a nice play by Chase Winovich and Noah Furbush.
Yeah, we finally got a couple negative plays, and we get them into a long down a distance of 3rd and 16, and we've got an opportunity here. We're going to show 6 guys across the front, showing pressure. We're going to play man free behind it. We're going to bring 5, and then it's just a nice job. You've got a 2-man game up top with Winovich is going to get vertical, and then Furbush is going to get up the field and then underneath, and then just does a really nice job of beating the back. And like you said, for a guy that doesn't play much because you're playing behind one of the best defenders in the country, he really came in and was counted on this game, did a nice job.
3rd and 9, 3:24 to go in the second half. Michigan on a drive gets a touchdown out of this drive. And Wilton Spate played really well, had one pass, one interception, but other than that was a really good quarterback for Michigan. Here 3rd and 9, like I said, and he throws into a tight window to hit Amara Darboh to move the chains.
Yeah, this was a nice throw. Very patient. I thought he was patient all game long. Took a couple of big hits and stood back there. But we're going to get two guys. We're going to get Hill and the tight end crossing shallow. Michigan State's going to be in the zone. And anytime you have a shallow crosser as a linebacker, you're going to know you have something deep. And we're able to get those linebackers to kind of jump those shallow routes. And Spade stays back there and actually hits the deep dig for a first down. So really nice job being patient and good route running and a good concept.
4th and 1, a minute to go in the second quarter, and Michigan picks up the first down by, of course, going to their short yardage specialist, Khalid Hill. And what you'd like to point out here, Steve, is Malik McDowell, for as much success as he had against Mason Cole, he's too worried about beating his man instead of actually getting to the ball.
Yeah, and their short yardage defense, Michigan State, they're going to put McDowell directly over the center, and he did. He gave it to Cole a couple times in this game, and this is one of those scenarios where it's 4th and 1, and he does. He gets pushed. Mason Cole's holding his ground. But the thing you don't see is McDowell trying to come off and make a play as Hill's getting the little belly handoff running right by him. So guy a little bit more concerned about some other things and not necessarily tackling the ball. But really nice job by Mason Cole keeping his head together and all this. And we know tempers can flare in these rivalry games. But a good job. And most importantly, we got the first down.
33 seconds to go in the second quarter, and Michigan has one more opportunity to get the ball back and put some points on the board, which they do because of a interception by Jordan Lewis. But you point out the play is really made by Taco Charlton, who gets in the backfield within 2 seconds.
This is incredible pass rush, and he's going to start speed upfield, and he's just going to do a quick spin move that we've seen Dwight Freeney in the NFL make famous for years. But it's really incredible, the acceleration off the spin. That's hard to do, and this is really a quick three-step type of a fade route to this receiver, and before he's got a chance to really set his feet, Charlton gets in and gets a hit on the quarterback, and then down the way, Lewis is just in good position to cover where he needs to be. But this is really all. This is just a great individual effort.
Michigan State has a 4th and 1 trying to get in, and Michigan comes up with a huge defensive stop.
Yeah, they started down here with 1st and goal inside the 3, and we've stopped them three straight times on inside power plays, and they're going to try to get outside on a little zone stretch with the puller. And really, the key, in my opinion, here is Thomas, the safety, is going to come down. He's going to get a pulling guard on him. A guy that's a lot bigger and stronger than he is. And typically, what we've seen all year and from a lot of teams is those secondary players will try to cut the legs out. But down here, there's not a lot of room to do that. He gets up, makes great contact, stays stout, draws a holding call, and really makes that ball stretch outside a little bit longer, where Jordan Lewis has time to come up and make a tackle for a loss. So an outstanding stop, but just a really great individual effort the same way.
Steve, Michigan loves to run the sweep, and here they're coming to the right side. 3:27 to go in the third quarter, and they use Karan Higdon, and they've stopped using Chris Evans and Ty Isaac at this point because Karan Higdon does a good job getting upfield with these runs.
He does, and we've executed this fairly well in this game. Pullers, Magnuson, and Cole are going to get out in front. Hill's going to set the edge, but I think really the difference, like you mentioned, Michael, is that Higdon's running the ball. He finds that crease and he hits it and turns it into a big gainer. Whereas I think rather than trying to feel your way through it, he's going to see a hole and go attack it. And that's really the critical factor of that type of a play. And it's good enough here to get 11 yards and move the chains for another first down.
Our second to last play of the game is about $1:40 to go, and Michigan gets a sack to get off the field on 4th and 5, and Peppers makes the play.
Yeah, this drive haven't played the best technique and fundamentals, but we got to stop them. We need it here, and we're just going to be in a man coverage scheme, and we're going to bring 5 players and switch it up with who we're bringing. But Peppers just going to be kind of hiding out in one area. He's going to come over. His back's going to block. He's got him in the pass game, and he's going to add himself in and get a huge sack. Good coverage initially underneath, and then get in good enough on his tight end. But again, it gives us some time for Peppers to kind of sneak through and get a big-time sack and get us off the field again.
Final play, Steve, and I don't think you really have much commentary, but Michigan State decides to go for 2 when they're losing and have no shot at victory just to spoil some of Michigan's fun. It is a dropped option play, and Jabril Peppers just picks up and runs.
Yeah, I think it was a kind of a nightmare from the start. They haven't had a lot of success running the option play, but it's good to see Peppers back in track form. Looks like he's carrying a baton as he's going downfield, but solid way to end the game. Scoring a couple points and jumping back up.
And they got the victory, and at the end of the day, the score wasn't what we all expected, but they meet Michigan State, and they're 8-0, and they're going to be ranked in the top 4 of the College World Playoff, and they control their own destiny.
That's the biggest thing. You got the victory. I know we've talked about it not having the greatest taste in your mouth after these high expectations that we've had in some areas that we played in this game, but bottom line is we're 8-0 and continuing on, and we got the victory over Michigan State, bring Sparty back home. So those are obviously the biggest things, and there's definitely room to improve.